In this video, we're going to be looking at week 4 of fantasy basketball and talking about the buy low and sell high trade target players. For those who are new here, my name is Soom and I'm a fantasy basketball expert. I run the channel ezBUCKETZ on YouTube, and my job on this channel is to help you win your fantasy basketball league. So if you're new, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications to not miss any of my upcoming fantasy basketball updates. If you guys ever want fantasy basketball support, where I give you guys personal one-on-one advice on trades, roster changes, waiver wire pickups, be sure to check out my Patreon page. Link is down below. I'm here to help you guys win your fantasy basketball leagues, so check it out to see if you're interested. But now let's talk about week 4 of fantasy basketball. The first thing I want to talk about today is sell high fantasy basketball players. So if you have some of these players, consider trading them now because their value is at an all-time high, and maybe soon their value could be dropping due to specific circumstances. For this list, I got Harrison Barnes, JV, Jonas Valanciunas, Al Horford, Carmelo Anthony, Kyle Kuzma, and Scotty Barnes. Harrison Barnes has been phenomenal. So far, he's ranked 15 in fantasy basketball and scoring 47% from the three-point line. Luke Walton loves Harrison Barnes, but in my opinion, I don't see him sustaining this, especially at the 47% three-point mark. And as the season goes on, I do see him digressing at that scoring column. His minutes will still be there no matter what, but I'm telling you this, what I did in my fantasy basketball league was I ended up trading Harrison Barnes for a player like Chris Middleton. That's an example of selling higher players now. JV's on this list because he's ranked as a top 10 fantasy basketball player. Of course, he's an amazing double-double target for field goal percentage and great for rebounds, but with Zion Williamson coming back within the next couple of weeks, you have to plan now that JV will be losing his production and losing his touches. So keep in mind that when Zion does come back, JV does take a hit. Al Horford has been a top 50 fantasy basketball player and a top 10 big in fantasy so far. But let's be honest, with his age, his injury-prone personality, and the Boston Celtics having a lot of bigs such as Robert Williams and Enes Kanter, I don't see Al Horford sustaining this, so trade him as soon as possible for somebody like Clint Capella. Carmelo Anthony, it's obvious right now he's averaging about 17 points per game, but right now the Lakers don't have LeBron, and when LeBron comes back, Carmelo will be taking a hit. So of course, trade Melo now while he's hot and he's in the conversation of 6th Man of the Year award. He's a popular target, and in my opinion, you getting him at the ending rounds of your fantasy leagues, trading him for a more reliable fantasy target in the mid rounds, it might be worth it. Kyle Kuzma is obvious with Rui Hachimura coming back very soon and Thomas Bryant. Kyle Kuzma is going to be losing some minutes, so of course, sell high Kuzma now. And with Pascal Siakam returning, Scotty Barnes isn't going to get as much touches as he used to be. But of course, he's still going to be a great rookie to have. But of course, if you could trade Scotty for a more reliable starter, it's going to be better than him coming off the bench and getting hit with those rookie walls. Next up, we're going to be talking about the buy low players for week 4. Players that are underperforming or are in specific circumstances that you can still get them for a cheap price than their original value. On this list, I got Damian Lillard, Isaiah Stewart, Devin Booker, Terry Rozier, KPJ, Tyrese Halliburton, and Spencer Dinwiddie. Dame on this list is a no-brainer. Ever since the beginning of the season, Dame has been underperforming. He has not lived up to expectation as a top 10 fantasy pick. And oh boy, I do believe he will pick it up very soon, and that's why right now, if fantasy owners are getting frustrated, try to get Dame for a cheap price. Isaiah Stewart has been outplayed by Kelly Olynyk, but as the season goes on, I do believe when Dwayne Casey plays Isaiah Stewart more, the Pistons lose more. Isaiah will live up to expectation and ADP. Devin Booker this year was a 2nd round, 3rd round fantasy player, but so far, he's playing as a top 60 player. And of course, as the Phoenix Suns want to get back to their 2nd seed and of course NBA final form, we're gonna have to see more from Devin Booker, dropping plus 30 points on a nightly basis. Right now, with him averaging only 22 points per game, get Booker while he's cheap. Terry Rozier is currently in a buy low situation because he just came back from injury and is having good games and bad games. But soon, because the Hornets right now are struggling in the winning column, they're going to need Scary Terry to be more on the scoring column. So of course, Terry is going to get hot very soon, just like last year when he averaged about 20 points per game. Kevin Porter Jr. is a big-time fantasy breakout star right now with the Houston Rockets struggling. KPJ ended off last season averaging about 20 points and 6 assists. And right now with him averaging only 12 points per game, he's definitely a buy low target. So get KPJ before his value skyrockets during the ending of the season. Tyrese Halliburton was always going to be a big-time fantasy stud this year, but right now with his shots not hitting, he's not hitting in the scoring column. He's there defensively at the rebound percentage and the assist ratio, but his scoring is not there. But once Tyrese hits his shots, he's going to be a top 50 fantasy player. Because right now he's not, but soon he's going to be. So get Tyrese before he gets hot. So yes guys, this wraps up my video for today talking about the week 4 sell high, buy low fantasy basketball players. Once again, guys, I'm a fantasy basketball expert, so if you guys want support, go check out my Patreon page down below. I'm here to help you guys win your leagues. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!